I've done and my friends have done has always been combat games, realistic simulations, exciting scenarios and missions, and particularly with the focus, which is Battlefield Live, is about the period of simulating basically 1914, World War I, through to near future combat simulation. Now and into the future, in terms of the Battlefield Live brand, if it belongs with that definition, it's in. Battlefield Live is about live gaming experience in that period. The next is what the value is of it for the customer. What do they really get out of this? And that's really important. I mean, product, talk about the exchange. What is it we exchange with the market and the world? And hopefully they're going to pay us some money. So we see a compelling game experience that leaves them with tremendous positive memories that they feel really alive. And I think that's actually what we do. And people leave feeling fully alive and very largely self-determined. That is, a game like this, people can determine their own actions, their own outcomes, but they're doing it in a sense of a mission and a team and a communication working together. It's the willingness. They want to participate with their friends and the rest of their team, and they are helping to determine the outcome and be part of it. That's a wholly different type of entertainment to a ride, for example. You get on and you run, stop, right? Next people get on the ride. It's not like that. So, and the other part was to getting this compelling, authentic experience, which we've discussed. When Sean related to the movie industry, you've got to make sure that if it's going to be an action movie, I remember watching Saving Private Ryan multiple times, things like that. The scene particularly coming onto the shore, they had the expert military advisors checking everything that it was 100% authentic. There was nothing that people were going to go, oh, that's not right. What's that doing there? And just lose the whole story. The whole passion and the emotion would be lost if that wasn't fully authentic. So, to the level you can get that authentic experience, and it's certainly not just about the gaming guns. They're cool, and they do what they do, but in terms of the battlefields, staff dress, demeanour, these all come into that element. So the product's pretty diverse in terms of where we deliver it. We're going to talk a lot about delivery, like in terms of inflatables, forest, indoors, but it's always trying to get to that compelling experience. Okay, we have a mission library, which people are hopefully aware of. The mission library is something that we've developed over a long time. It's an evolving thing, but it's very important that the players, to get a really fantastic experience, are taken on a gradient. A game is really, any game, is overcoming a barrier that is not quite fully known when you start towards a goal. That is, I used to play chess. Well, I played everything, right? But I played tournament chess. And I went and played a grandmaster once. Well, I was a tournament player, but he was a grandmaster. Which is a grandmaster, very good. That was a no-game situation. Because I would just carefully study the moves, right? Really think about it. He'd be basically playing 40 people at once. Pretty impressive. Then he'd come over, oh yeah, bang, bang, move on. And we all lost. That was amusing, but it wasn't really a game. For him, it wasn't a game, it was completely boring. The barrier to overcome was so low, me, right? That was boring, he was just doing it for, show what to do. And for me, it was a barrier I couldn't overcome. Right? The bar was so high that I couldn't overcome it. So it's very important that your missions are taken on a gradient, that people are challenged but never feel overwhelmed with difficulty. On the other hand, you don't want them to be bored. This is just too easy. So some of the missions here we've listed. The base assault is a classic mission, very important. The reality is, back to the definition of what Battlefield Live is about, 90% of combat missions, where there's a significant amount of fighting involved at least, revolve one team taking a position and one team holding a position. The base assault's really important. Basic mission. And that's actually one of the missions that drove me for about 20 years. That seems pretty crazy, but a base assault. Because I remember playing indoor laser tag, and one of the things that really struck me is a game is that it didn't actually work for the basic of most missions, which is the base assault. Because what happened was, you get hit, you're down for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, but you keep walking up. And then you won't get hit again. Well, that's okay. Walking up. You walk right through their base, right? You're defending, I just walk right through. Now, hitting you on here, I've come alive. And now I can shoot them all in the back. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. Right? It just isn't. We've got to be able to defend the position. The guy's coming on, I've got to be able to nail. I've got to be able to go bang, bang, bang! And then down, down, down. Now, the fact that they go back and get a replacement and come like reserves and come back into the game, right? That's okay. But I can hold my position if I play it well. There are no weaknesses, got our perimeter set up, we're organised, we've got a chance. Then I just walk through my position. And that's actually an idea stuck in my mind for a long time. That's really simple, but you know, wonder why for people a bit more of a combat sim nature detest indoor laser tag as the way it was run. That's one of the reasons you're getting it. And you know, it's a little bit of a side, but you know when you've got a good game, if the correct tactics for the period you're simulating work. I used to play miniatures. I remember playing Ancients game. Actually, it was a rule system I didn't really understand, but it was a good rule system. And I happened to how many people know how you defeat elephants in you're charging elephants. Anyone know how to defeat charging elephants? That's a obscure thing to know, isn't it?
Yeah, send us all on
Yes.
out.
I've still got this a lot.
In ancient times, how would you defeat the elephants?
With spears, mainly science.
Yeah, particularly javelins. Yeah, loose formation. Loose formation, not dense formation. If you've got a dense formation all packed together, they're going to overrun you, right? That's the elephants are good at that. Oh, below you, that wasn't. So, all right, he's got a lot of elephants. To deal with them, we're going to have loose formation javelins. You let the elephants come past, in the javelins. Nothing they can do. You can move out, step out the way of the elephant, it comes through, and bang, enough javelins, and the elephant's going to go down. Right, or turn around and run over his own forces. They're pretty bad, elephants, to give that enough javelins on them. But the point I'm going to make is that because I knew what was the right tactics and the right play, I actually won the game without knowing the rules. And in our game, if you're doing room clearing and you've got a crack team of SAS guys that have been trained in room clearing, you know, they should be able to pick up the kit and be able to clear a room and do it pretty well, and most of the time, versus some amateur children. That doesn't happen in indoor laser tag. No. You walk in there and they start calling out, clear! And all this sort of stuff, right? Doing it properly, formations, and they hit that guy, but then he's behind them and kills them. They can't clear a room. They can't do the mission. So right there and then, that is not the right tactics are failing, therefore the game has failed. Do that test. It's a fundamental test of any game. If you're doing a simulation of a period, do the correct tactics work?